So originally, I wasn't going to make a video about this topic, but my friend who suggested that I should, because it's important to speak out on events like this when things just don't should not be accepted by the world. So I am gonna make a video about this. I'm speechless at the moment by what to even say, but I want to thank you to my friend Peter. Say thanks because at the end of the day, my voice matters just as much as everybody else's, and we all know what I'm talking about here. If you guys don't, there's a guy that goes by the name of George Floyd, who if you haven't seen the video, it's out there, man. And I'm not going to show the video. I'm not going to show any pictures or anything like that. There's just no need for that at the moment. It's not the right time to go and spread all these pictures and videos. If you guys seen it, you've seen it. If not, you'll probably find it somewhere. But so I'll describe what happened. So basically, this man who is of color um, was resisting arrest, I guess you could say, and the way that the officer detained him was by putting his knee onto his pretty much the back of his neck, his throat, and it got to the point where the guy was begging for him to let go because he couldn't breathe, and he couldn't breathe. He kept begging. He even screamed for his parents. He did all these things trying to beg the officer to show some mercy and release him. And it got to the point where he ended up passing out from the constant pressure on his neck, and because of that, this guy is no longer alive now. He passed away in hospital, or I believe on the way to the hospital. And again, this is another example of police officers abusing their power. Now, what do I think about this? Obviously, there's a lot more than meets the eye. I don't know what happened before the video got recorded, and I don't need to know, to be honest. That's not the point. I don't need to know what happened. The fact is, these officers went way, way too far. And I'm glad to see they got fired. These are the people that deserve to get fired, and to be honest, there needs to be a lot more. But first, let me get on to the point of a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that have seen this have gone and expressed themselves by putting on shirts saying they can't breathe when it comes to sports athletes and all of these things. And to be honest, this is something that's been bothering me for a while, and it's not. I'm not disagreeing with anybody, but for me, the fact that this is still a big discussion point in 2020, when the world is meant to be more diverse, when the world is meant to be more accepting, and we're joining together. This is what we're being preached about. This is what people are claiming that we are. But more and more cases of cops abusing power, even if it's not cops, even if it's just general public abusing their power and abusing each other. And we could talk about him being of color, we could talk about him being black, and we could talk about all of these things, and they're all true, man. These things, it's not a rumor anymore. It's not something that people can just say. We've seen it on video, man. This has gone on for way too long. This is 2020, right? This is 2020. This is the world where everybody is supposed to be joining together and accepting of each other's cultures, and yet we still have this problem, and it's a big problem. And these officers, whether I don't know what happened before that, and that's the thing. I don't know what happened before that, but it's gone to the point now where they need to do the justice. They need justice just as much as the family, as everybody, because they basically killed someone. Really, it's their fault. It is their fault. They killed someone, and they deserve more than anything to go to settle it in court, to get their punishment, to go to jail. Now, there's been a lot of things that's happened prior to that death. Of course, there's been burnings of the stores to rebel against yet another person of color's life taken away from this world due to poor decision making, due to lack of respect, due to white supremacy. That's a big topic of discussion as well. And I just don't, I can't believe this is happening again, man. I can't believe there's an, like, I want to ask a question, and if you guys are watching this, I want to know the honest answer. Because I have friends of color, right? They're one of my best friends, man, and I would hate to see something like that happen to him, man. I would be angry to be on the point where I would probably get arrested. But I can't believe something like this has happened, and I want to know, like, there's something like this. Are these the reasons why people can't trust one another? Is it something like this? Is this why the cops? Because not all cops are bad. I will back my life into that. Not all cops are bad, but every single cop will get a bad reputation from this. Every single police officer that actually comes and does their job well and keeps the world safe and doesn't abuse their power and actually cares about the world, they will get abused by this. They will get affected by this. And I just want to know, like, this is the stuff that people can't trust about one another, especially when it comes to people trying to protect you. And these officers, they abuse their power beyond belief, and they should get what they deserve. They should go to the courts. They should be guilty. There is go what if you watch the video. What is the excuse for something like that? Like, what can you personally say that they had in their defense? If this was in a court, if this was in a with a jury, a judge, and witnesses, you have all the defendant and the plaintiff and the defendant and all of this. I just want to know, what evidence can those four officers, the ones who are just standing there witnessing this officer kill someone, or just in general, what evidence do they have? Is it because the guy was resisting arrest? Because by the time that he lost consciousness, or even well before he lost consciousness, he stopped resisting. He was begging to. He said he was begging for him to let go of the pressure. He was not resisting anymore. I've seen videos about people explaining the situation, and even other cops explaining the situation, and they all agree that this is not something that is acceptable, and it's no way in their code of conduct. It's no way how they should behave. So these people should get justice. I've seen an article about Floyd's brother wanting the death penalty, man, and this is how serious it's gotten. And yes, people will have the right to rebel for this, man. How could people not rebel about this? And it makes me sad that something like this is still around in 2020. And not only that, it's worse. It's not like, we could talk about how obviously when this back in the later on, like with the slavery era and stuff like that, and we progressed a lot since then, but have we really progressed enough to the point where we're considered equals? And people might look at me and say, "Oh, what does he know? He doesn't know the situation. He doesn't know what it's like to be in this situation." And you've got every right to make that assumption. And you're right. I don't know what it's like to be arrested. I don't know what it's like to be abused for my race or my color. But I have friends that probably would know, or even in fact have witnessed it themselves, or even to the point where it's happened to them, and it's no way acceptable. And these cops should definitely get what they deserve, and they should go to jail for this. To be honest, they should go to jail for this, and they should go for a very long time. This is a murder, and people that were that were not doing anything, were not taking action, they're accomplices to murder, man, and they deserve to get what they will get, I hope. And there's been talks about, obviously they've been fired, which is a start. They need to get arrested. They need to go to courts. They need to get what they need in order to give them their punishment. And I know, and this is the sad part, I know they're not going to get the punishment that they rightfully deserve. That's the problem. That is the problem. And look, this is a terrible thing. This is terrible. And I can't believe these people are supposed to be the ones that are protecting our world. I'm assuming this is in America. So those are the people that are protecting your country, the USA. Those are the people that are protecting the ones that you love, the ones that you care about. And how do you know that it's not going to be you when the next time it comes around? How do you know? Like you could do nothing wrong, and maybe the guy just did something wrong, and maybe he should have in the end got something out of it. I don't know the situation, I don't know what he did, but I understand resisting arrest is a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not to the point of death. And once he stopped resisting, officers should let go, and officers should put him in the car, take him to the police station, question him, do whatever you need to do whatever cops need to do. I don't know. I just don't know what they do really, but I have no political information that can really help the situation. I'm not much of a political person. I know the things that I need to know, and that's about it. But there's no politics behind this. There's no defense behind this. And I know I'm rambling, and I might be considered repeating myself, but I can't believe, I genuinely can't believe that we're in this situation once again, where we're talking about white supremacy still being alive today. We're talking about another black life being taken away. Black Lives Matter, man. That was a big talking point over the years. Black Lives Matter. And they do, and they deserve more than this, man. So on behalf of those officers, and for anything that's happened, man, look, I would apologize, but again, my voice hopefully will speak to some people, and we can try and stop this. But it's going to take more than me, isn't it? We need to take action, and people need to take action. Governments need to take action. They're rebelling for a reason. They're rebelling for a reason. So people need to start taking notice. And yeah, there's more to this situation than meets the eye. But by watching the video, I've seen all I needed to see to know that these guys are not fit to be living on this planet with what they did. It's just, I look. I don't believe in capital punishment. So that's that. When his brother said that he wants a death penalty, which is basically capital punishment, it's the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty, but there are some countries that have the death penalty. Some places within countries have the death penalty, and there's a reason for that, because some people just don't have done something so despicable that they themselves should will probably get the death penalty. But I don't think they should get the death penalty. I think they need to. They need to go to prison, and they need to really suffer for what they've done. Because at the end of the day, I wish suffering on no one. But when you do something like this and there's no reason behind it, that's like there's seriously no reason behind it either. Like there's seriously no reason behind it. And I hope they get what they deserve at the end of the day. And this is a very soft topic. It's a very tough discussion to go through, and I don't know what else to say, but I said this before. I wasn't gonna make this video, but again, well, who am I to say that I can just ignore a topic like this? And I've seen it. I was originally not going to do a video, but now that I think about it, I'm happy that I did, and I hope that people will eventually, man. Look, it's going to take time for something like this to be forgiven for many people, and some people will never forgive um, any cop, let alone these cops, for what they've done. And it's going to take time, and I hope things get better, man. But every single time it looks like things do get better, we end up going right back to the beginning. There needs to be serious work to help bring equality to this world, man. And I think it's not even it's more than race here. It's equality. Just because people can make fun of someone for their race, or just because people react different ways to people's race, it's more than that, man. It's equality, and we need to start building that trust up. That's just how it is, man. We need to start building the trust up, and we just need to stop fighting, I guess. But if the higher level of authorities are continuing this fight, then what hope do we have as civilians to stop it, man? Look, my friends, again, I've said this, my friends are of color, so if this would happen to them, man, I'd be furious. I'd be furious. I'd be sad. I would probably do something I would regret. So we just gotta hope that something like this will never ever happen again. Anyway, um, yeah. So hopefully you guys understand this video. I don't really understand this video. I still can't believe it. It's been 2 days since I've seen this, and I still can't believe something like this would happen. And not only that, it happened, and the guy just, he knew it was happening. He knew it was happening, and he did not let go. That's despicable. And I hope that guy gets what he deserves. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with a more positive video. Have a wonderful day.